Hey everyone, today I'm going to be giving you some tips on how you can get faster at 4x4. These tips are for those of you who are using the YAO method, which is the most popular 4x4 speed solving method. These are some intermediate to advanced tips, so they probably won't benefit you that much if you average say above 120 or below 40 seconds. But I do still hope you guys can take something away from this video to help improve your 4x4 solves. I'm also going to be doing an example solve at the end of the video. So without further ado, let's get into it. By the way, if you guys are wondering what 4x4 I'm using, this is my main. This is the RS4 M. I will leave a link to it in the description below. So the first tip is going to be 3-3 edge pairing. So if you guys already know what 3-3 edge pairing is, you can skip to this time in the video because I will talk about the more advanced cases when it comes to 3-3. So for those of you who don't know what 3-3 is, basically you pair up 3 edges, then 2 edges, then 3 edges. So after you solve the centers, you do a wide U move like this, and then you see what edge is here. You can see we have yellow, green. So we find the other edge with yellow, green, which is over here, and we put it in this slot right here, so that when we slice back, this will be solved. But except we don't just solve 1, we solve 3. So you see what this is, red and green, so we put red and green here, like so. Then we have red and blue, so we put red and blue here, like so. And so we've done 3 edges. Now then when we slice back, we have done 3 edges. So now you can see that we have 4 edges in the top layer and 1 edge in the slot. Now you take a look at what this color is. It's orange and green. So you take orange and green and you put it in this slot right here. Now when we slice, that will give us a soft pair. But instead of just replacing it with any unsolved edge like that, we'll take a look at what this piece is. It's blue and orange. So you take blue and orange, which is over here. We'll put it into this slot right here. We'll slice back, and then we've solved another edge. So that was 3 and 2. So now for the final 3 edges, you see we have blue and yellow here. So we'll put blue and yellow in this bottom slot, slice, and then you can see we have yellow orange. So you want to put yellow orange in this top slot, slice back, and then you solved all your edges. Okay, so now I'm going to go into a bit of the sort of advanced and special cases. So this is the first case that we're going to be taking a look at. We have this edge and this edge. So these two both need to sort of swap with each other, and we have these 2 edges as well. So instead of just flipping it and then doing slice, flip, slice like that, and doing it for both of the edges, what you can do instead is you hold it such that you can solve 1 edge with a wide U move. Then you replace it with one of these edges. You do a wide U2, and that will pair up this edge. And then you see, okay, we have red, yellow here. So we take red, yellow, we put it in the top, which is this area, not the bottom. We put it in the top, we'll slice back, and we have solved those 4 edges. Okay, and the next case is when you've paired up your edges and you see that you have 2 unsolved edges in the top layer. And there are 2 cases for this. So I'm going to be taking a look at the cases when they are opposite of each other. So the first case is when this edge and this edge need to go together, and this edge and this edge need to go together. So these 2 colors on the top are the same, as well as these 2 colors right here. So instead of inserting both of them into the slot and doing slice, flip, slice, you can actually do slice, flip, slice from right here. So you rotate to face the top, you slice, you flip, and then you slice back. And then you have to do a U prime move to solve the cross, and then you actually don't have to insert it into the slots to pair it up. And then we have the next case. This is when you can slice to solve 1 edge and slice to solve the other edge. And since these 2 pieces aren't supposed to go with each other, you can't just do slice, flip, slice. So you face the top color and you do this algorithm. Wide R2, D2, R prime, U2, R, D2, R prime, U2, R prime. By the way, all the R moves are double layered. And that will solve these 2 edges. Now I'm going to take a look at the half centers method for solving the 4 centers. So after you pair up the 3 cross edges and you move on to your last 4 centers, instead of just solving 1 center at a time and moving on to the next center and then doing the next center after that, instead of doing that, you can use the half centers method. For half centers, you want to pair up 3 half centers like this. And don't forget to get the color scheme correct. So for example, we see this orange one already solved. So we know that after orange should be green. So we put a green bar here. And after green should be red. So we put a red bar here. Now this was a really lucky case, but usually you'll have to make these bars yourself. So let's say you have this case right here. So for your first half center, you can just solve this blue half center. Then you know after blue is orange. So you solve this orange half center. After orange is green. So you can solve the green half center like this. And then you want to face the final color, which is where you don't have any half centers. So this way you have half centers on the front, the bottom, and at the back. And from now on, you can solve all the centers using just wide R and U moves. So how that will work, you need to solve the bottom center first. So what you do is that you pair up another half center, which will go into this, and then you bring it down like so. And then you can solve either the front or the back centers. Let's say you want to solve the back center first, we can solve it like this. And then we have these two centers left, and we can solve it like so. Alright, so one final example of this. So right off the bat, I just see this blue half center, so I'll move it like so. And then I see this red. I know that red is before blue, so I solve it like so. I know that before red is green, so I can solve this half center. And then I'll hold the unsolved half center at the top. Now I know that the bottom color is red, so I want to solve the red half center first. And I'll do it like so. And I see that I have two green centers, so I can pair it up and insert it into the back like so. And then just solve blue and orange. Alright, so now I'm going to talk about OLL parity. So I'm going to show you how to solve the case where you only have to flip this edge. Because if you don't do anything and you just do the algorithm right off the bat, then you will have to do another OLL. But instead, you can put this edge in the back. You can do R, U, R prime, F prime to get this edge over here. And then flip it. And then undo those moves. And you've actually skipped OLL. Now for PLL parity, I'm going to show you guys every single case for PLL parity when you have the corner solved and you have parity on the edges. So this is the first case when you have these two that need to swap and these two are solved. So you hold it from this angle, you do the sexy move, R, U, R prime, U prime, you do PLL parity, and then you just insert this pair like so. Next up, we have the OPM, which is when this edge goes here, this edge goes here, this edge goes here, this edge goes here, and it goes in a clockwise manner. There's also a counterclockwise version, which I'll show you soon. So from this, you can hold it in any angle you like, and then you do this algorithm. M2, U prime with your index finger like this, M2, U prime, M, U2, and now you do this slice like so, L2, U2, and then you do the right side, R2, wide U2, another R2, and then from here you can either solve it like this by just turning the middle layer like so, or you can do wide U2, small U2, M prime. Once again, when you have this going in a clockwise manner, M2, U prime, M2, U prime, M prime, U2. Now you do L2, U2, R2, wide U2, R2, you can do it like so, M prime. And that will solve this. Next up, we have the counterclockwise OPM, which is when this edge goes here, this edge goes here, and this edge goes here. So once again, you can hold it from any angle you like, it doesn't really matter. And then you do this algorithm. M2, and instead of doing U prime, you do U, M2, U, M prime, U2, and then the rest is just the same. L2 like so, U2, R2, wide U2, R2, then you do this move like so, M prime. Then we have the last case, which is called the W permutation, when you have H perm from these two sides, but not from these two sides. So you hold it with the H perm looking sides on the front and the right, and then you do this algorithm. Now for those of you who know how to solve this case from the back on 3x3, most of you solve it using this algorithm. Or you can solve it using the R3 variant like so. So keep that in mind when solving this case. So pretend you're doing the algorithm on the 4x4. So let's say we're doing the non-R3 version, so we start off like this. But here, instead of doing a U, you do a U prime, and then you do U2, wide R2, U2, R2, U2, wide R2. Once again, you hold the two H pump sides in the front and on the right. And let's say you're doing the R3 variant, so you start off like this. And then you do a U prime instead, wide U2, and you do the R slice like so. Wide U2, the R slice again, U2, wide R2, and that will solve it without you having to do PLL and another edge algorithm. Alright, so now I'm just going to be doing an example solve for you guys. Alright, so in this case, I see that we have my yellow centerpieces here, 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 and the white centerpieces here, here, and here. So I think I'm going to start off with the yellow center because I can solve it in just 3 moves. So I'll hold this at the bottom, I'll pair it up, U prime, bring it back down. Then I can solve this bar like so. And I still have these two pieces. So I can pair them up like so in the back. R prime, U to R. And that will solve both these two centers. So now I turn over to make my white face the left for my first 3 cross edges. So I see this green and this green. So I know this green is on the right side, so I need this to be on the left side, like so. I can do white R2, and I can connect it to the white center. Then I have this and this. U white R to pair it up. And then we have these two, like so. And now I'm going to use the half centers method that I talked about earlier. So you have the blue center, the red center, and the green center. So now I'm going to solve the red center because it's the bottom one, like so. Seems that it's already paired up for me, which is pretty lucky. Then I'll solve the other green center and solve it into the back, like so. And then we have the last two centers, like so. Then I can do a slice, insert this over here, slice back to solve my final cross edge, and then I can start off with 3 to 3 edge pairing. So I can do a slice, white U prime. I see blue red, I'll put it over here. And then we have orange yellow, which is over here in the back. So I can solve it like this. And then we have yellow red, which is over here, so I can solve it into the back like so. White U prime, and then that will solve the 3 edges. And if I look at the top, it seems like I've already skipped 2 edges, which is fantastic, which means that out of 3, 2, 3, we only have to do the 3 and 3. So I can see we have green red, so I'll put green red in the bottom here. Slice, we have green orange here, so I'll put green orange in the top. Slice back and solve all the edges. Then I see my first pair over here, second pair, third pair, and fourth pair. Then we have parity, OLL, and we have an EPLL. Alright, so that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Hopefully you guys learned something new. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.